Have you ever had a moment that felt strangely different from the rest of your life, almost like reality itself shifted, even if just for a second? Maybe you were walking down the street, and suddenly the air felt heavier, brighter, more alive. Or perhaps you woke up one morning with the unshakable sense that something important was waiting for you, though you couldn't quite name it. These experiences may feel random, but they are not accidents. They are signals, quiet whispers of transformation that most people ignore. But if you're listening right now, it means you're not like most people. You are here because something inside you has already started to awaken. This isn't just about coincidence or intuition. It's about alignment. When you notice a pattern that feels too precise to dismiss, like repeating numbers, sudden bursts of energy, or the sense that your thoughts are shaping events around you are brushing against the edge of a hidden truth. You are standing at the threshold of a doorway that leads to the version of yourself you've always dreamed of becoming. The question is, will you walk through? Think back to the last time you felt out of place in your own life. Maybe it was sitting in a job that drained you, or watching opportunities slip by as if they belonged to someone else. You might have wondered, why do I feel trapped, while others seem to flow so easily? That discomfort was not a punishment, it was a message. The gap between who you are now and who you are meant to be creates tension, and that tension is the spark that ignites change. Without it, we would never grow. But here is the hidden truth. When that discomfort becomes unbearable, it is often a sign that a key has already been placed in your hand, a key to something larger than your current understanding. Some call it a quantum leap. Others describe it as a shift in vibration. Whatever the words, the experience is the same. You are being invited to step into a higher timeline where possibility expands beyond logic. Pause for a moment. Ask yourself, why are you here listening to these words? Why now? Out of billions of videos, billions of voices, you arrived at this exact message in this exact moment. That is not random. That is alignment. The very fact that you are hearing this is evidence that your key has already turned. You may not see the full door yet, but the lock has clicked open. Here's the paradox. The moment we realize change is possible, our old world begins to resist. Friends may question your choices. Fear whispers that you're not ready. Doubt reminds you of every past failure. These are not signs of defeat, they are signs of proximity. Resistance grows strongest right before breakthrough, like a rubber band stretched to its limit. Reality resists because it knows release will catapult you forward. And so the first stage of this journey is awareness. Awareness that your reality bends in response to your attention. The more you notice the signals, the stronger they become. Think of it like tuning a radio. Static fills the air until you find the right frequency, and suddenly the music is clear. Your life is no different. The static, the noise of fear, self-doubt, and limitation fades when you learn how to listen to the frequency of your future self. But here's the secret no one tells you. Your future self is already calling to you. That version of you, the one who lives with clarity, abundance, peace, and purpose, exists now. Not tomorrow, not someday, but in this very moment, just on a different frequency. When you catch flashes of déjà vu, or when dreams feel more vivid than waking life, those are echoes of the future self pulling you closer. You are not chasing them. They are reaching back to pull you forward. Now imagine holding a mirror that reflects not who you are, but who you could be. At first it may feel like fantasy, a version of life that's too good to be true. But as you keep looking, that reflection sharpens. You notice small confirmations, unexpected opportunities, sudden clarity, the right person showing up at the right time. These are not coincidences. They are proof that the mirror is real, proof that you are already beginning to inhabit that future. So what do you do with this awareness? You honor it. You treat these signals as sacred invitations instead of dismissing them as chance. The world is constantly speaking to you through signs, synchronicities, and sensations in your body. When your heart races at the thought of something new, that is not fear. That is your inner compass turning toward your next chapter. What you feel right now, the tingling in your skin, the spark of recognition, the quiet voice saying, "This message is for me." This is the first confirmation. Your quantum key has already activated. You are not waiting for it. You are in it. But be warned, activation is only the beginning. The door has opened, but you must choose to walk through. That requires courage, clarity, and trust. It requires letting go of the story that has kept you small and daring to believe that life can be radically different. And yes, it will feel uncomfortable. Transformation always does. But discomfort is not the enemy. It is proof that you are expanding beyond the cage of your past. As we move deeper into this journey, you will see that every challenge, every moment of uncertainty, every whisper of resistance is not a wall, it is a signpost, a marker that you are on the right path. The question you must hold on to is this: if my future self is calling me forward, will I answer? Because here's the truth. Your answer determines the timeline you live on. Your yes becomes the bridge. Your courage becomes the spark. And this, right here, right now, is the moment where that bridge begins. When the key is placed in your hand, the temptation is to turn it slowly, to hesitate, to wonder if the door it unlocks is truly meant for you. And this is the moment where most people turn back. Because stepping into a new timeline is not easy. It asks you to leave behind the familiar, even if that familiar is painful. And human beings have a strange attachment to the familiar. We cling to it as if it were safety, even while it holds us back. Think of a bird born inside a cage. The cage door is left open, but the bird has grown used to the narrow space, to the routine of pacing from one bar to another. Even when freedom is just one wing beat away, fear whispers, "Stay. At least here you know what to expect." And so the bird stays. How many times in your own life have you done the same? Stayed in the job that suffocated you? Stayed in the relationship that diminished you? Stayed in the version of yourself that no longer felt alive? The cage was never locked. It never held power over you. It was your comfort with limitation that kept you inside. The truth is, the moment you sense there is more, the lock falls away. But this is where resistance shows its face. Resistance wears many masks: procrastination, doubt, distraction, even sudden chaos in your outer world. You set the intention to change, and suddenly your car breaks down, or an old fear resurfaces, or someone in your life questions your choices. This is not random bad luck. This is the echo of the old reality pulling at your ankles, trying to keep you where you've always been. Pause for a moment. Can you recall a time when, just as you tried to take a leap, something or someone appeared to push you back? Did you think, maybe this is a sign I shouldn't move forward? But what if the opposite is true? What if the resistance itself is the sign that you are moving in the right direction? That is the paradox most people miss. Resistance is not the stop sign, it is the green light. It means you are close enough to change that your old self feels threatened. This is why courage becomes essential at the crossroads. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the choice to move forward, while fear screams at you to turn back. Imagine standing on a bridge in the middle of the night. Behind you is a land you know well, predictable, repetitive, limited. Ahead is a horizon you can barely see, new, expansive, alive with possibility. Fear will point behind you and say, "At least you know that world, stay where it's safe." But courage points forward and whispers, "You were never meant to go back." The future you desire will not meet you halfway. It will wait on the other side of the bridge until you decide to cross. It will not beg you to come closer. It will simply call again and again until you finally answer. So how do you cross that bridge? You begin by shifting your perception of who you are. You stop identifying with the version of yourself who is stuck, and you start aligning with the version who has already crossed. This is the secret most people miss. Your future self is not a stranger. It is a memory waiting to be remembered. Every time you feel pulled toward a higher possibility, that is not your imagination, that is recognition. Let's go deeper. Picture a river with two strong currents. One current pulls backward into habits, patterns, and beliefs that keep you repeating the past. The other current flows forward into opportunities, synchronicities, and higher states of awareness. Every choice you make is a paddle stroke into one of those currents. The river does not decide for you. It amplifies whichever direction you choose. And in every moment, the paddle is in your hands. Here is where many people falter. They expect the river to change before they do. They want the world around them to rearrange before they shift within. But reality does not work this way. The outside bends only after the inside commits, which means the first step is always internal. You must believe the crossing has already begun before your outer world reflects it. Now let's talk about signs, the markers that confirm you are moving in the right direction. These signs often appear when resistance is strongest, almost as if the universe is leaving breadcrumbs to guide you. You may notice repeating numbers 1111, 222, 444. You may encounter dreams that feel more real than waking life. You may feel bursts of inspiration at odd times, as if a hidden hand is planting ideas in your mind. These are not random. They are evidence that you are aligning with a higher frequency. Signs are not the destination. They are reminders. They are checkpoints that whisper, keep going, you're close. If you mistake the signs for the end goal, you risk stopping in the middle of the bridge. The signs are not there to be worshipped. They are there to keep you moving. Think about this. Every great transformation story has a moment where the hero nearly gives up. Whether it's in ancient myths or modern movies, the pattern is the same. Right before breakthrough, there is doubt. Right before the treasure, there is a trial. And in your own life, the pattern repeats. The obstacle in front of you is not proof you've failed. It is proof you are nearing the treasure. Here's the truth that shifts everything. The key has already been turned. The door is unlocked. The only step left is yours. And when you step forward, something extraordinary happens. The old resistance dissolves, not because it was conquered, but because it was never real power to begin with. It was only the shadow of your past self, and shadows cannot survive when you walk into the light. So as you stand at this crossroads, ask yourself, which voice will you follow? The voice of fear that clings to the familiar, or the voice of courage that pulls you into the unknown? The choice cannot be postponed forever. Life is waiting, and your future self is calling. The moment you choose courage over comfort, the universe rushes to meet you. Doors that were once invisible swing open. Paths that were hidden reveal themselves. People who can help you appear seemingly out of nowhere. It is not magic, it is alignment. And alignment always rewards the brave. Imagine this moment. You have chosen courage. You've stepped beyond the hesitation, beyond the cage, beyond the resistance. And now something begins to shift, not outside you first, but within. It starts as a quiet hum, like the vibration of a string pulled tight. The air feels different. Your thoughts move differently. You notice you're no longer reacting to life the way you once did. You're creating from a place of intention. This is the birth of your new timeline. But here's the truth most people don't understand. Stepping into your future self isn't about escaping who you've been. It's about integrating the lessons, the struggles, the pain, and transforming them into fuel. Every hardship you've faced, every disappointment that cut deep, every failure that once made you feel small, all of it becomes part of the bridge you walk across. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is meaningless. It was all preparation. The challenges you once thought were designed to break you were actually training you. Every time you survived what you thought would destroy you, you were proving to yourself that you are already stronger than the shadows of doubt. That strength is the very muscle you need to step into the life that waits for you now. Take a breath and reflect. Who would you be if you released the story that you are not enough? Who would you become if you stopped replaying the voice of fear and instead listened to the calling of courage? That version of you, the one you've glimpsed in moments of clarity, in visions and dreams, that version is not a fantasy. That is your authentic self, waiting on the other side of hesitation. The doorway to becoming is not somewhere far away. It is here right now in this moment. You step through it not by chance, not by luck, but by choice. The choice to trust the pull more than the fear. The choice to honor your intuition more than the opinions of others. The choice to believe that life can bend to the shape of your deepest desires. Your reality is not built by the circumstances. You see, it is built by the choices you make when no one is watching. Every small decision to align with courage strengthens the bridge. Every act of trust brings your future self closer. And one day, without even realizing it, you'll look around and see that you are no longer chasing your future. You are living it. But let's be honest, crossing the threshold does not mean life becomes effortless. Storms will still come. Doubts may still whisper. The difference is that now you stand rooted in alignment. And storms no longer knock you down, they pass around you. Fear may knock at your door, but you no longer invite it in. You begin to live from a place of deep knowing. I am not who I was. I am becoming who I was always meant to be. Picture this. Walking into a room where you once felt small and realizing you no longer shrink. Engaging in conversations where you once held back and discovering your voice flows with confidence. Facing choices that once terrified you and feeling calm clarity instead. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. It is the natural result of living in harmony with the version of you that was always waiting. Your future self is not in the distance anymore. They are here. They are you, and the more you embody them, the more your world transforms to reflect it. Now let us imagine what happens as you fully step into this reality. People around you may begin to notice. Some will be inspired, drawn to the energy you radiate. Others may resist, confused by the changes they don't yet understand. And that is okay. Your purpose was never to convince others. It was to embody truth, so fully that your very presence becomes proof that transformation is possible. Think of a lighthouse. A lighthouse does not chase ships across the sea, begging them to notice its light. It simply stands tall, shining brightly, and by doing so it guides others home. You too are becoming that lighthouse. By aligning with your higher self, you become a signal to others that they can do the same. The ultimate key is not just receiving transformation, it is becoming transformation. To live in such a way that your courage ripples outward, shaping the lives of those who cross your path. When you embody this truth, you stop asking, "When will I find the key?" Because you realize you are the key. This is the closing of the journey, but it is also the beginning. The doorway is open, and you are no longer the person who hesitates on the threshold. You are the one who walks through. You are the one who understands that fear is not a wall but a test. You are the one who recognizes that every sign, every challenge, every whisper of resistance was preparing you for this very moment. So as you listen to these words, remember the bridge has already appeared beneath your feet. The door has already swung open. The key has already turned. The only step left is the one you choose to take. Will you choose courage over comfort? Will you honor the pull of your future self over the echoes of your past? Will you step fully into the life that has been waiting for you all along? Because here's the truth. You cannot ignore life does not reward hesitation, it rewards alignment. And the moment you align, the moment you say yes to your highest self, reality rearranges in your favor. Opportunities find you. The right people arrive. The path clears. The world bends. And so, this is your invitation. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now step forward. Trust yourself. Embrace the unknown. And remember always, you are not just walking into a new life. You are becoming it.